Pablo, what does it mean to you to be the game one starter?
It means a lot. These are the games that, as a kid, you dream of. I'm one of the players that, in past seasons where I would not be playing in the playoffs, I'm always watching the playoff games. Every game that would be on TV, I would be watching them, and I would always picture myself wanting to be on that situation, that scenario. So, having the opportunity to perform in a playoff situation and doing it for the Twins, it means the world to me, and I'm really, really looking forward to it, and just extremely grateful and excited.
Bobby?
Having the chance to stay in Minneapolis when the team went to Colorado, how much did that change your routine? How much did you try to keep it the same when you were away from the team for a few days?
Yeah, so one of the things we wanted to make sure was that if I was staying back, I needed to be able to do everything the same I would if I was still with the team. So we went over all the things I would need, people I would need to be with me, which it wasn't a lot. I know I don't need to do too much. I wasn't going to try to do anything differently, change routines or anything. So I was able to come in, get my work in, and I wasn't all by myself. You know, the rehab guys were there. Some guys were staying ready, staying loose. So yeah, it still felt that I was with the team in a way, and I was able to do everything the same I would have to make sure that my preparation, my routine just like was the same to get myself in the best mindset, in the best shape for tomorrow.
Dan?
Pablo, I know there were no fans there for it, but what, if anything, can you take from the playoff experience in 2020 and put in your preparation tomorrow?
Yeah, it's just it's just being aware that every pitch matters. You have to make sure that the conviction, the determination, the mentality is there with every single pitch, because it's going to matter. You know, every pitch from the very first one is going to be high leverage. You know, like a pitch could change the outcome of the entire game. So it's keeping that in mind. You know, obviously not letting the mind take me from my plan. It's just controlling that, making sure that I stay in the present moment with that conviction and executing pitches. It comes down to having a plan, and then how well are we executing that plan, and then if we need to move on from that one, then like, okay, what's the next one, and then just making sure that our mentality is like, what can I do to execute this pitch right here, right now.
Go.
How much, if at all, did it affect your preparation for this to not know who you were facing until 2 days out? I try
not to think too much about it. You know, in baseball, there's a lot of uncertainty, like in many, many areas. A lot of times you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who you're going to face. So I was always watching the games and keeping up with like all the different scenarios. I know there was a lot of them, a lot of like different possible outcomes of who we were going to face. But the team was great about providing me all the information needed. Like when the team left to Colorado, they left me stacks of like information for every possible team. And then as the weekend went, it started to narrow down. And then when it was finalized that it was the Blue Jays, I already had all the information I needed. And then it was all about then writing down my own reports, writing down my own plans. And then today was sitting down with the coaches and then just talk how we've been doing it all season long.
The back right, Alden?
Hey, Pablo. Alden Gonzalez, ESPN. What was the process like for you of adding the sweeper, and what kind of benefit has that had in terms of getting you to where you're at right now?
Yeah, so the process was, last offseason I got the concept from Driveline, the place where I got my offseason programs from. I didn't really, because I was doing it remotely, I didn't get to like really work on it. But then when I showed up to spring training, the Twins were really, really good at explaining how it would benefit like a pitcher like me. I used to be mainly four-seam changeup and then the sink and occasional curveball to play the north-south, but I really didn't have anything to play the east-west game. And when we started having meetings, like we call them get-to-know-yourself meetings, and we were missing that. We were missing like that pitch that would give us the option to go to, like in my case, my glove side of the plate. Like the plate is 17 inches. Like if you can show the batter, the hitter, that you can throw something moving close to them, but then you can also expand far away from them. That's a lot of play to cover. Like it's tough to cover that much play when you have to think about 94, 95, 96, but also stuff going the other way. So once they started showing me all the numbers, all the information, how it would help, making sure like to give yourself options to put people away. And then when you add that with the mentality the Twins have about getting ahead, staying ahead, early and ahead, like if you get an early out, great. And then if you get to 2 strikes, then take your shot. So I think when you added those things, like understanding the movement plot of the pitches, plus having that mentality to be on the attack, stay on the attack, like a lot of times good things can happen.
And what did somebody teach? Who taught you like the grip that worked for you? And was it easy or difficult for you to get good command of that pitch?
The hardest part was the grip. It's an unconventional grip because a long time ago when I would hear of sliders, it was like with a big horseshoe and all that. But the sweeper is a seam shifted wake pitch. Like it's the way the seams work with the air pressure, like how they push the ball to the other side. So getting used to that grip was the hardest part, and then it was about trusting it. Like trust, like throw it, and the seams are gonna do the job for you. And then like obviously Pete Mackey, Colby Suggs, Matt Daniels, our pitch design guy, like they were really really good, and they had the patience to like work with me every single day on my catch play, making sure that we were paying attention to the information, and they taught me how to read all the information with the TrackMan machines to know what to look at when we were practicing it.
Phil.
Pablo, you were 8 the last time the Twins won a postseason game. Is there any way that the weight of that history is on your mind at all, or any effect at all?
Well, I've heard about like the 0-18 thing a lot, and I feel like just like anything in life, nothing lasts forever, and I feel like if there's a group that can, like lean into this opportunity and embrace it, I feel like this group, like sharing a clubhouse with these guys, I can tell this group is as good as any to go out there and then like give the team, the fans, the community the opportunity to like celebrate something. I can say that majority of us have not been a part of that unfortunate streak, but I know our fans have. Our fans, the community, the state of Minnesota have been part of that, and I think we're embracing that, and we're gonna use it as the motivation and the fuel we want and need to like not only do it for ourselves, because ultimately the goal is to win the championship, win the very last game of the season, but also like give the fans like something to like root for, celebrate, like let them know that we care about them, that we want to show up for them. And I think it's going to come down to take the field tomorrow and then couple on the games after that, and like with a chip on our shoulder, and then just willing to put on a good show for them.
Darren.
Pablo, as you sift through that Toronto packet of information, as you think about the Blue Jays lineup, what stands out?
There's not a lot of holes. There's not a lot of like times where you can take a pitch up. Not that you should never take a pitch up, but like especially with a lineup like that, you really have to make sure that you're in your A game and understanding that like it's a lineup that you don't want to like really give in, but like you have to be on the attack. You have to like try to put as much pressure as you can on them. Let them know that you want them to hit your pitch rather than them having to hit the pitch they want to hit because you're not attacking the zone. So it's a good lineup. They have a good balance of lefties and righties. They can hit the ball the other way. They can put pressure on the bases. So it's just gonna be making sure that I stay convicted with every single pitch and understanding that a lot of times you're always one pitch away. So make it a good quality pitch, and it's just conviction, quality pitches, and just try to like put pressure and like have the control of like the at bat.